Hello everybody, this is Gabby's Games, and welcome back to a updated new beginner's guide for Crossout. I got this side account here loaded, and this is what you should see if you are a level 3 player. So you played a few matches, got through the tutorial, and now I'm going to give you a few tips that are going to be really important in getting started with the game. So let's first talk economy. To get our hands on parts easily, we're going to have to do that with coins. So these are used to buy and sell items in the market. And of course, the easiest way to get more coins is going to be buying with trade using real money. But you can also sell your own parts to get some coins. And we're going to first do that with the scrap metal. And the first step here of today is never use the sell button right here, but go to trade and click sell. Then you will get this pop up. And you gotta select your items, and generally you want to go one click lower and click sell. And it will often just pretty much sell immediately. So after you sold your scrap metal, we're gonna go over the items that you're gonna need to get yourself a starter build. So go check your inventory whether you have a huntsman cabin. Note that it is gonna be very similar to the gorilla cabin, but it's not gonna be the same. And then afterwards, go and check in your weapons tab for short machine guns. These are the common machine guns, and you're gonna need 4 of these. And other than that, you can sell any item in your inventory for now. Again, go to trade, sell, click 1. In my case, I have 4 of these carrot jacks, so I can click to 4 and press sell. So my coin balance goes up, and I will be able to afford to buy the parts I will need for the build this way. So after you guys got the parts, go to the exhibition and type the cat newbie 1. And there don't have to be any spaces in, and you will have to put it at all time if this video is older than a week. But you'll be able to find the cat newbie 1, which you can press download, and then go to blueprints, and you find it right here. I already have one, so I don't need the second one. So this is all built using the parts I just asked you to get. And it might not be the prettiest build, but it's going to be one of the most effective builds you can have at level 3. So once into battle, there are a few things to notice here. You can see all the generic names in the team list here. Those are all bots. Bots are of course not player controlled, and you can kind of see it how smart they are just by these little piece of footage, and don't really depend on them on winning you the battle. So we got a 4 machine gun build here, rapid fire, pretty low damage per shot. So we'll have to be pretty precise in where we shoot. Our main focus is going to be enemy weapons and seeing if we can shoot those off. Shooting short bursts like this will get you the most accurate fire. And I got shot from behind here. That's something you have to be aware of. Situational awareness is key in this game. And we found the little culprit. We got him, but we flipped upside down while doing so. And because of that, and since we do not have a car jack, we'll have to wait for 30 seconds until we get upright again. Luckily, we can still shoot while upside down. So, even if there's an enemy nearby, it won't be that much of a problem. Again, aim for the guns, because if they don't have guns, all they can do is maybe ram you, but they cannot really do anything else. So if someone is degunned, you can pretty much ignore him, since he cannot do anything back as long as you're just driving away. Instead, focus on enemies that might still have guns on them, and then go for the kills. So you made it to level 5. Good job, guys. And now we're gonna go to the first upgrade for our starter vehicle. So we got ourselves a few more parts. As you can see, they're not yet painted. And if we want to make our vehicle look good, we're gonna have to go to the paint section in our inventory, select the paint we want, and we can press O to press all, paint all the parts. And with that, we got our new vehicle. This vehicle is made using all of the parts you will acquire by level 5. As an additional parts that you have to get by yourself, you're the 4 medium steering wheels and the fuel barrel. The fuel barrel might be an explosive part, but it will increase our income if it comes to coins, which allows us to get more and more money to get ourselves more parts. Arriving at the battle screen, we now actually have a few more options if it comes to going into battle. We started out going into patrol matches, those are against the AI vehicles mainly, but we now have the options between the get machine gun, get the cabin, and get the shotgun missions. And once we hit level 6, we get the cannon, and we at level 7, we get the wheels. And all of these have a different high likelihood part that will drop. The machine gun will of course drop the short machine gun. It will also drop the car jack and the small radar. The cabin will drop a huntsman or small wheels or small steering wheels. While the shotgun will get the low power shotgun, the standard radiator, or the small fuel barrel. Lastly, the cannons can get yourselves, of course, the Avenger cannon, the radio, and AV booster, while the wheels can get ourselves the Docker cabin and the medium steering wheels. And I should actually suggest going for get the shotgun. With the power shotgun and the small fuel barrel, there's actually quite a high likelihood you'll get valuable parts while queuing in this mode. Note that it doesn't matter which one you choose for the actual battles you will get. It will only affect the rewards. So, here's another usual tip that's actually highlighted on the map. Press tab to check the map. You guys can get to see various grids, which if you're playing with teams, with actual like friends, in voice chat, you can actually use that to call out, let's say, oh, there's an enemy at D5. And that way you can coordinate with your friends when you're actually playing this, not solo. We gotta go in charge here. And before we get shut up, we're gonna drop down. Knowing maps is pretty important, so if you see a new map, try to study it for a little bit while holding tab, just to see if you can figure out the layout. Gotta move around here. See if we can hit someone on the flanks. And we got our target, because he is degunned. Sadly, he is going to explode on us, taking us almost entirely with him. So we are dead here. All we can do is try to self-destruct on our enemy. But we actually have our fuel barrel. So this is another option. If you're still alive like this, and you want to try to get your fuel, just don't self-destruct and go hide in some corner. Because the fuel barrel will only give you fuel if you're alive at the end of the battle, and the fuel barrel is also still attached to your craft. Otherwise, you will not get any fuel. Note that if you want to get fuel, you do not only have to survive, but your team also has to win the match. Otherwise, as you can see, you will not receive fuel. For now, let's go take a look at the vehicle stat card to further explain how building works in this game. So first up, we got the power score value up, and in the big numbers, we got 1828 power score. And this will be affecting your matchmaker. So it will decide how strong your opponents are. Your opponents will be having a similar power score as you have. Higher tier weapons, so for example, if you go to the market and deselect this, we can find this harvester, which has 1300 power score in on itself. So having two of those harvesters is apparently stronger than this entire vehicle combined. And that said, you really want to keep this value as low as you can, with the still keeping your firepower and mobility intact. And that's a so-called up-build optimization. If you throw in a lot of unnecessary parts, you're gonna face a lot of stronger enemies, which you do not want to have. Second failure here is the durability. Is the sum of durability of all structural parts plus the health of the cabin. The higher it is, the more damage you can sustain before dying. Some parts do not increase the vehicle durability, such as weapons, movement parts, and for all anything that is not a cabin or a normal armor part. So hatchets are actually and other melee weapons are excluded from this value. Only those normal structure parts in cabin. Those are the only parts that can actually add to your health. So my vehicle has 610 health, but the total health, including the frames, the fuel barrel, the wheels, and the guns, is 1453. And keeping this number at a relatively high value is good, but it is not very important. If you do not get shot too much, you won't really need a lot of health. Next is total part limit. By leveling up, you can increase this number. And to check that, you can go to factions and see all the different factions right on top. And then we're gonna go check the rewards here to see when we get next parts unlocked. So here we see increase to 30. At level 7, we will get 35 parts. Then at level 10, we'll get 40. And 13, we go to 45. And at level 16, go to 15, and so on, until you hit the maximum limit at 80 parts at level 30. And once you hit level 10, you also get access to the lunatics, nomads, and scavengers, which all have their own parts that you can craft. However, I strongly suggest just simply selling all the items you have, saving up, and then going to the market and selecting a rare item. This way you can buy any rare part you want and you are not dependent on whether you have unlocked the faction or not. Do know that some parts are more expensive, such as this junk bow, than others, such as this rapier. The rapier being only 30 coins and the junk bow being 43 coins. So the rapier is easier to buy, while the junk bow might be better to craft if the parts are cheaper. And to check this, you can go to the link in the description, which is crossoutdb.com. If you're really into economic stuff, you can go check that website out, and it will help you in becoming richer in this game by selling and maximizing your profit by just calculating everything. Let's go into the energy value a little bit. So, as you guys can see, my cabin here gives me +8 energy. And all of the guns use 2 energy each. And since I have 4 of them, they also use 8 energy. And that gives me a total of 8 out of 8 used. And I can no longer add any more guns. And energy is the most important stat in the game. And that said, there are 2 ways to increase this number further, since, as you guys might or not have noticed, we actually went from 7 to 8 when upgrading from the Huntsman to from the Gorilla to the Huntsman. And the first way is going to be getting yourself a generator. I highly suggest getting the Nomad's rare and generator, which is the hazardous generator. It is a very small piece of gear, and it gives you 2 points of additional energy. And 8 plus 2 makes 10, which allows you to take 5 short machine guns, 3 Lupara shotguns, or 2 Avenger cannons. It is explosive, just like the fuel barrel, meaning that if you actually have it destroyed, it will do a pretty significant amount of damage. So you'll have to hide it underneath your vehicle or behind your vehicle, and otherwise just keep it in a somehow hidden location. It has very little health as well, which doesn't help either, but it is much better than the heavy generator, which is, well, stupidly heavy and also very large, and the light generator, which only yields 1 energy point. Another way is gonna be by upgrading your cabin. Most rare cabins have an energy point value of 10, and that's better than the common cabins because they only have 8. But we do have the growl, which can give you up to 11. Note that rare cabins have a significantly higher power score, meaning that you'll face stronger opponents if you take them. If you get yourself up into higher tiers, you can get yourself an epic cabin, which can give you up to 12 energy. And if you're entirely into late game, you can even get yourself up to a legendary generator, up to 4 energy. So there is a maximum energy value of 16 points. But for most new players, you're going to be working with 10 to 12 energy. As a last tip on how to earn money, we're going to go to challenges. Here you guys can see a very high amount of tasks, which can yield you some copper to sell, to some scrap metal to sell, or these special resources called engineer badges, which you can exchange if you have enough of them and if you're a high enough level for various types of resources. One of the best ones is electronics, but you'll have to be level 14 to get it. However, you're gonna need 800 engineer badges anyway, so you might as well save up for them. Also, a Pathfinder's crate can contain any epic part except for tracks, Steppenwolf, Dontra, and Firestarter parts, and it will cost you 3000 engineer badges. This is another way of getting yourself an epic part without really having to grind that much and just save by just saving up all the badges you have. The Wondrous Crate only costs 600, but contains any rare part except for wheels, Steppenwolf, Dontra, and Firestarter parts. And those are randomized, so you do not really have a choice. So I actually suggest you actually get the resources instead of the crates, because loot boxes generally don't give what you want. Well, with the electronics, you can sell them and then use the money you earned to buy the rare that you actually want to have. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and especially for the new players, I hope you got some stuff out of here that will help you get started overall. And of course, do the YouTube stuff. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't done that yet, click the bell notification. And if you guys want to see a second part of this, and or if you guys want to see more starter builds uploaded to the exhibition, as mentioned here, cat newbie number 1, cat number newbie 2 will give you these 2 builds on the exhibition. And yeah, if you want to see more, please comment down below, and with enough likes I will actually start playing on this account, get some more builds out. That said, I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Bye guys!